Hello, my name is Monica Garcia, student ID 0531304, and this is my video for the reflection project. So I broke down your questions into bullet points, I typed them up, and I'm going to read them to you as I go. All right, so the first one was aspects of my academic journey. I started out with obtaining my LCDC because of my mom. She was an alcoholic and addict, and I thought that this would help me through my grief, and it did. But I've also learned that it doesn't go away, and I have to learn to live with it and deal with it. Then I realized I wanted to do more than counseling, so I continued my academic journey in obtaining my bachelor's in social work. However, I am still waiting for Tarleton University to admit me, fingers crossed, so I can work on that. Goals and motivations. Start working in social work where I not only counsel but help people in other ways they need, like finding resources, something simple as helping them with a resume, anything that will help individuals succeed in life. My motivation started with my mom, but going through these classes for my LCDC and social work, it broadened my outlook. I do not have to do this just for mom, but I can help people who are here and now. Humanity became my motivation. Insights into yourself in relation with others. It's as if I am the same person, but I feel a change in myself. I cannot pinpoint what, but I think it is that I have found I have more strength than I thought. I know I can be stubborn, but it's that's different. I feel more determined, exhausted, but I still keep going. For some reason, something I don't want to, but something peels me off the bed, and I get up and get at it, do what I need to do. My relationship with others do not really factor into my academics, except with my wife. I know it sounds crazy, but I cannot start a good day if we are fighting or in a disagreement. I cannot perform or concentrate well until I know we're good. I have asked myself, why? Why can't you just put that aside and keep going? Well, for one, is because the sacrifices that we have both made for me to go to school. Um, she has been my rock, and I just want to make her proud, and I don't want all of this to, for this to not be in vain. As for my family back home, we're all good, and I'm glad I went home for Thanksgiving because I was very homesick, and they mean everything to me. As for my friends, most of them are back home, but I do have a few here, and they all played a part in my journey. And it may sound like a cliche, but it really does take a village to help just one person. The next one, Noel Levitt's results and what they mean to you. So I have my results here, and I'll tell you the higher ones that I scored, which is study habits, reading interest, verbal and writing confidence, commitment to college, and then all of general coping except for financial security, and then all of receptivity to support services. What I scored low in was math and science confidence, and again, in interactions with previous teachers. That's because I mean they're just sometimes they're overkill, and it's just too much. It just is. Um, and financial security. Well, I mean, I'm on student loans and scholarships right now, so however I can get through it to get my education, like I said, I will do whatever it takes to get there. Um, there were some, um, like my personal success plan, I scored really high on all of them. Discuss family problems with a counselor, get help in finding a part time job, get help in obtaining a loan. Um, you have a report of this. So, but one of them that I did not disagree was I believe it was The number three under general coping, the capacity for tolerance. It said that I view myself as somewhat open minded. That is not true. I am very open minded, and you know that, Miss Vise. I'm very open minded. I will hear you out. That doesn't mean I will agree with everything somebody says or anyone says, but I will hear you out, and I'm open minded to anything and whatever is going to get me to the next better level. Anything that's going to move me ahead, anything that's going to benefit me and my family. Yeah, so that one I didn't agree with that. Everything else pretty much came out. I mean, yeah, that's what it was. The next one was, how does knowing your learning style and recognizing stress, time management, study skills, goal setting help and more within your semester? Did it help me? I've tried many learning styles, but one that has worked for me is to just follow the instructions. And if I get stuck, I reach out for help. I don't, it's just simple as that. I also like to do it in a timely manner if possible. And as far as recognizing stress, life is stress. There's no escaping that. But I do make time for self-care. I can go on and on about stress, but the bottom line for me is when I cannot take anymore, I take a step back and take a break. For time management, I use a dry erase board with due dates. I believe I turned in one of my assignments, I turned in a picture of it, and it's color coded. It's got the due dates and appointments, etc. Um, I do not have one set of study skills because it depends on the classes. Every professor is different. And so once I receive the syllabus, I can figure out how and when I will study for each class. Setting goals are always changing every semester as short term goals and then long term goals that I am still working on, but I will reach them someday as far as the long term goals. But the short term goals I've been reaching every semester academically. Um, this semester was somewhat difficult because of geology, learning about rocks and earth. I mean, it was a lot. Now, that was overkill. That professor was overkill. Um, I passed the class, but I am not interested in that kind of subject. I was a little shocked that I learned a lot about myself in this class, learning framework, because this should have been a class that I should have taken in the beginning. Since the very beginning, I started at MCC. But that's okay because a lot of it was reversed. A lot of the assignments were reversed for me because I already knew, the resources, the financial resources, all of it. However, it was a fun class and there were some reminders about myself and what I want to do. How do I make decisions and where can I improve? I usually use the pros and cons concept, but mostly for bigger decisions. Otherwise, I almost always know what I want and go for it. As for improvement, it depends on the decision whether I need to be more subjective or objective. There's always room for improvement, and I just learn along the way, as everybody else should. Um, am I good at critical thinking and problem solving? I cannot solve every problem, but I always research and try to find a way to a solution. As for critical thinking, I would like to think I am good at it, sometimes too good, because I tend to roll over into overthinking. And so many people have told me that I do this. This is true. And the next one was, no matter your answers, the relevant skills you would want to build on. No more overthinking. I don't know if that's a skill, but I do not want to overthink things anymore. I just want to stick to what's right in front of me, read it twice or more until I understand the assignment, and probably not to take everything so personal. I need to give myself more grace and not put so much pressure on myself. I'm not sure if that is a skill, but that is what I would like more of. Next one was, what are my natural strengths and what characteristics you want to develop in yourself. Um, so the Kersey came in, and that was, so I came out tied as a ENFJ or ESFJ. And so the ENFJ was that protagonist, inspiring, optimist, readily taking action to do what they feel right. That is me spot on. I will do what is right. At least I will try. Um, they say that people with this personality, they feel called to serve a greater purpose in life. Here we go. I'm going for social work. I said, I set out to do LCDC, but you know what? I felt something more. And that's all of this sounds like me, thoughtful and idealistic, strive to have a positive impact on other people and the world around them, which I always pray for world peace. These personalities rarely shy away from an opportunity to do the right thing, even when doing so is so far from easy. That is me. The ESFJ console. So this one is very caring, social, community minded people who are always eager to help. That is me. Um, I encourage and lift and strengthen other people, positive energies. I'd like to spread it to be felt by us all. Um, the next one was, how do the relationship impact me? As I said before, my relationships with others do not really factor into my academics except with my wife. Um, what does grit mean to me? Um, to strive no matter what and take charge and make a difference. I believe I do have it and I use it when necessary. I will always stand up for myself and others if I have to. Are there other resources or things you would like to learn about yourself? I would like to learn more about student loans and scholarships once I get admitted into Tarleton. Fingers crossed, which I'm currently waiting on now. Most of all, who am I? This is a loaded question. I could talk about myself all day, but I guess in a nutshell, I am a Hispanic gay married woman who believes in God and humanity above all. I love nature, water, and animals. I like to have fun and I love to joke around. I cannot always be serious. I love music, especially 80s, because I am from the 80s. I love my family and I will always fight for others and myself. I am a student striving for my bachelor's in social work, and I believe love always wins, and I am one to never give up. Um, conclude with a plan. I've had this plan in place for a few years now. you know, when I was right before I graduated, when I was going for my LCDC, I will either go hiking, swimming, get a pedicure, listen to music, go to a movie. Self care to me is not burning myself out and recognizing when I need a break and taking myself out of the stress box and put myself somewhere where I'm not stressing and enjoying the little things in life, like a good cup of coffee. And I know you would understand that. Um, how am I going to take care of myself while I pursue my goals? Well, I decided I would like to seek a part time or seasonal job to allow myself to breathe because this semester is over and it really took a toll on me. This semester is over. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Vise. Thank you for helping me through the semester. Thank you for being there for me and for all your students. You are truly one of a kind. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Happy holidays.